Then we go on to snee, and the snee is for sneedle, a terrible kind of ferocious mosquito whose humdinger stinger is sharp as a needle. The sneedle's too tough to be killed with a smack, so he has to be hunted on elephant back. And your eyes and the elephant's have to be keen, and you have to aim fast, and you have to hit clean. And the bullet you shoot is a stale navy bean. Then you've dunked for 3 weeks in old sour kerosene, which is awfully hard work. Sorry. So it's easy to see why most people stop at the Z, but not me. When you go beyond zebra, who knows? There's no telling what wonderful things you might find yourself spelling, like Quan is for quandary, who lives on a shelf in a hole in the ocean alone by himself. And he worries each day from the dawn's early light, and he worries, just worries, far into the night. He just stands there and worries. He simply can't stop. Is his top side his bottom, or bottom side top? There's the dog. And that snad is for snatters, and O are they sad O. The big one you see has the smaller one's shadow. The shadow the small Thadner has should be his. I don't understand it, but that's how it is. A terrible mix-up in shadows. Gee whiz. No dogs here. No. The big one you see has the smaller one's shadow, and the small one has the bigger one's shadow. And spaz is a letter I used to spell spasm, a beast who belongs to the Nazim of Basm. Handy for traveling, that's why he has M. More easy to pack than a suitcase or a grip. Those horns carry all that he needs on a trip. A thread and a needle for mending his socks, his toothbrush a cup and 2 3-handed clocks, and his velvet umbrella his vegetable chopper, and also his gold-plated popping corn popper, and a grasshopper cage for his favorite grasshopper. And floob is for floob, boober, bab, boober bubs, who bounce in the water like blubbery tubs. They're no good to eat. You can't cook them like steaks, but they're handy in crossing small oceans and lakes. Floob, boober, bab, boober bubs. Handy for crossing small oceans and lakes. And Zatz is the letter I used to spell Zatzit, whose nose is so high that nobody pats it. And patting his lonely old nose is the least that a fellow could do for this fine friendly beast. So to get there and do it, I built an invention, the 3-seater Zatzit nose patting extension. If you try to drive one, you'll certainly see why most people stop at the Z, but not me. Nose is so high that nobody pats it. But I do. So to get there, I built an invention. The 3-seater Zatzit nose padding extension. Very creative. And jog is my letter for spelling jagoons. Why doodle around in the far desert dunes? Just doodle around crooning very sad tunes about peppermint, peanuts, and pebbles and prunes and paint pots and polka dots, pinheads and pigs, and their grandmothers, grandfathers, stepsisters' wigs. So you see, there's no end to the things you might know, depending how far beyond zebra you go. Jagoons who doodle around in the far desert dunes, crooning very sad tunes. Okay, a few more pages. I've got a letter called Floon, and the floon is for Funnel, a softish, nice fellow who hides in a tunnel. He only comes out of his hole, I'm afraid, when the right kind of softish, nice music is played on a kind of a hunting horn called the ogrunth. And to learn how to play it takes month after month of practicing isn't much fun. And besides, it's quite heavy. It weighs almost a ton. That's why few people bother to play the ogrunth. So the flannel's been out of his tunnel just once. Once, with a TH. A nice fellow who hides in a tunnel to play music. Wow. And way past Z is a letter called Itch. And the itch is for ichthyopods, animals which race around back and forth and back through the air on a very high sidewalk between here and there. They're afraid to stay there. They're afraid to stay here. They think there is too far. They think here is too near. And since here is too near and out there is too far, they are too scared to roost wheresoever they are. Oh, the things you can find if you don't stay behind. On a world near the sun live two brothers called Vrooms, who strangely enough are built sort of like brooms, and they're stuck all alone up there high in the blue, and so to kill time just for something to do, each one of these fellows takes turns with the other in sweeping the dust off his world with his brother. And hi is my letter for Hi Gargle Orum, for getting me places real fast. I'm all for 'em. They puffle along and their brakes never squeak, and they run every hour, every day of the week, from the town of North Nib to the town of East Ounce, making steps at West Bugglefield, Yupster and Jounce, and at Ipswich and Ipswich, and also South Bounce, and another small town that's too hard to pronounce. The places I took him, I tried hard to tell. Young Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell, a few brand new wonderful words he might spell. I led him around and I tried hard to show there are things beyond Z that most people don't know. I took him past zebra as far as I could, and I think perhaps maybe I did him some good. Because finally he said, "This is really great stuff, and I guess the old alphabet isn't enough." Now the letters he uses are something to see. Most people still stop at the Z, but not he. List of letters for people who don't stop at Z. Very creative. What do you think we should call this one anyhow?